Hey guys, what's going on? This is your boy RJ Game News USA here, and today we're going to react to a video review from Gaming Bolt on EA Sports College Football 27. So if you like this kind of content, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. Maybe we can learn something new about the game as we listen to this review and see where things stand right on the eve of me being able to start streaming it to you guys, because I know a lot of you are very excited to see a return of college football here on the channel. So without further ado, let's react.
When the EA Sports college football franchise returned from over a decade of dormancy, everything felt fresh. Back in CFB 25, when we hadn't had a new game in the franchise since before the birth of the college football playoff, the return to iconic Saturday gameplay atmospheres and the modernization of flagship modes like Dynasty and Road to Glory were all we needed.
Oh, I was so happy when they brought EA Sports back, college football back. I was so freaking happy. In fact, that's why, we would probably do Madden every year otherwise, but that's probably why we flip it up where we do college on the odd years and we do Madden on the even years. Well, I know it's an even year because it's 2026, but you know what I mean. College football 27 will play this year. Madden 28 will play next year.
Now, on its third release of the new era, after what was a largely incremental upgrade last year, CFB 27 risks losing the luster that came with the franchise's built-in hype. Without a ton of new content, the existing modes come under a stronger microscope regarding their tweaks and upgrades. And while there are definitely some notable changes across its main modes, particularly in Dynasty, the sheen of the franchise coming back from the dead has started to show its wear and tear. The gameplay continues a largely positive trend towards complete microcontrol over your team that persists across both the college and Madden games. But the entire package provides only marginal new reasons to play this entry over either of the versions that came before it. When you boot up EA Sports College Football 27, after national champion and Google Me speaker Kurt Signetti greets you with a wink and an EA Sports "It's in the game," you're dropped into what is an already familiar selection of modes. The foundational modes are the same as they've always been. Road to Glory for your created character, Road to the CFB for...
I literally don't give two shits about Road to Glory mode. I don't play it.
Online progression, Dynasty for your team-building simulator, and Ultimate Team for card collecting and predatory pay-to-win scenarios.
I'll be honest, don't care about Ultimate Team, and I don't care about Dynasty mode either. The only mode I care about is Road to Glory, the online mode, against other people. That's not Ultimate Team. I know this is a yearly franchise. I understand it's EA. I understand the microtransactions are downright fucking bullshit in games like this. I don't touch those modes.
Scenarios. Of course, the exception this year is the addition, or rather the return, of Mascot Mashup. Undoubtedly the most famous and asked about feature from the originals that hadn't been brought forward to the new era just yet.
What the hell?
Just like in its past iteration, Mascot Mashup is effectively just a glorified quick play option with the players all swapped out for 11.99 overall copies of whichever mascot you choose, and who perform some goofy animations as they come to the line of scrimmage before the snap. Well, it's great to get a long requested mode back into the game. My reaction to its inclusion quickly turned from excitement to a resounding, "That's it?" Of the 120 mascots included in the mode, 10 of them are unlocked from the get-go, with the rest locked behind the remarkable challenge of winning one single Play Now game.
At Amazon, hourly employees earn
That team. It's the same for every mascot. Every single one. There are no unique challenges for any mascot, no mascots that are more difficult to unlock than any other, and no respite from having to play dozens and dozens of individual Play Now games to unlock everything the mode has to offer. Unless, of course, you dish out the $150 for the MVP Plus subscription that unlocks all mascots for you. There are also no announcers for these matchups, and no opportunities to play anything other than a straight-up quick-play game. Particularly disappointing, given that there was a tournament option all the way back in NCAA Football 14. It's also still confusing to me that there are no differences in the ratings for any of the mascots, especially because the even teams option already exists. This could be the ultimate who would win in a fight fantasy, and yet the Leprechauns of Notre Dame are somehow right on par with apex predators like Buster Bronco from Boise State or Big Red from Western Kentucky.
Okay, so my thoughts on the mascot mashup. It's kind of interesting. I would never fucking play it. How you unlock it isn't the worst way in the world, just to win a play now match. I wish it could be unlocked just by doing an online match on the Road to Glory mode. That would also make sense. Because I'm not going to sit there and do a bunch of play now matches to unlock these mascots. And also, of course, it's predatory. It's at a $150 paywall otherwise if you don't unlock.
Kentucky. It's a nitpick of a casual mode for sure, but this all gives a bare-bones feeling to what is ostensibly the most notable addition to the game, like it was included out of necessity, rather than because it added anything meaningful to the overall experience. There's a ton of opportunity here to create more of a system for progression and use this as a reason to try out different game modes or situations, but as it stands, it's more of a novelty that brings back fond memories of older games than something that makes any strides forward.
I don't care for
compared
it.
to the version that came out.
I care about
over
one
a
mode in this
decade ago.
game.
With Mascot Mashup the only new mode, the adjustments made to existing content are held to higher scrutiny. Well, this does mean that small hiccups, like continued common broadcasting misnomers or play art staying on screen for too long, become increasingly frustrating.
I don't even care about the broadcasting. There's a lot of I don't cares, because I know specifically what I'm going for. And, commentators misspeaking, I'm turning commentary off, because I'm tired of getting copyrights.
The game largely succeeds in incrementally improving the experience across the board. The biggest changes lie within Dynasty, where the addition of Dynasty points and the inclusion of new blueprints make legitimately interesting changes to how you have to approach and prepare for each season. Dynasty points serve as the equivalent of your team's financial strength, allowing you to hire staff, invest in facilities or program upgrades, and most importantly, fund the NIL deals that so heavily influence recruits and transfers. With more success and brand awareness comes more funding, meaning that the blue bloods of college football like Alabama and Georgia have even more of an immediate leg up than smaller power conference teams or mid-majors, further mirroring the real-life impact that money has on the college game. Your Dynasty Blueprint, then, is the structure through which you'll allocate and spend your Dynasty points, segmenting them by costs for staff, facilities, NIL for recruits, and NIL for existing players.
People actually like that game mode.
On talent acquisition, for example, you'll put more of your Dynasty points into NIL money. While if you're focused on player development, you'll have to spend more on the staff and facilities to foster that growth. Dynasty points add a significant wrinkle to the Dynasty experience, effectively complementing recruiting hours as another resource you have to manage, but across a longer time horizon. But your week-to-week recruiting cycle relies just as heavily on how much NIL money you are willing to commit to a player as it does on the number of hours you spend trying to sway them. Each player, whether they're a recruit or already on your roster, has an expectation of how much NIL money they will receive.
Okay, so let me get this straight. Dynasty mode, basically, we're taking all the bad, dumb shit with NIL that happens in college football, but you get to do it in the video game. Hooray! Who is that even for? Total nerds, that's what.
Significantly impact their interest in your school, potentially even influencing existing players to transfer. Some players will be happy to receive any NIL money at all, but as the recruits get better, so do their financial expectations. At the same time, though, the game errs on the side of being overly transparent with its new system, showing you exactly what a recruit is expecting and how much your offer will influence them one way or the other. The rest of the menu-heavy recruiting cycle remains nearly identical, though recruits can now soft commit to a school while still considering the rest of their top 3, and you have more control over the players' practice schedules to reduce the wear on their bodies. The only on-field change is the inclusion of the coach mode, which puts you solely as the play caller and allows you to watch from the sidelines as the game simulates based on what you call. The other significant new content is the addition of the 3 new positions for Road to Glory, tight end, edge rusher, and free safety. With 8 total positions now, you're increasingly able to hone in on your particular brand of football, and it allows you to again play through your high school journey with specific weekly objectives to impress certain coaches or programs. My primary character was a 3-star free safety working to get into one of the big Power 4 schools, ultimately landing at UCF.
Turn up the heat with Culver's new jalapeno jackpot burger and chicken sandwich.
The probability of
all right, get on with it. Fuck the ads, come on.
Explain it to me like I'm 5.
Aside from the new positions, much of the Road to
Actually, wait, what?
Glory experience is the same, for better and for worse. It's still great to see your full rise to stardom through the high school.
Road to Glory, oh my god. They haven't even talked about the freaking online verses yet. It better be in the game.
School and college process. Though it remains weird that a high school tight end or safety is calling plays and that you can game the system to help you out, such as an objective to not allow a rushing touchdown being achievable by allowing a long passing touchdown. Now, quirks aside though, Road to Glory gives a great opportunity to play different positions and think through the game differently than when you're controlling everyone at once. The changes to Ultimate Team and Road to the CFP are less evident.
Road to the CFP. That's the mode I play.
Even though the game clearly pushes you to play the cash grab Ultimate Team first, introducing you with almost insultingly simple tutorials like call a pass play that get you your first hints of the purposefully addictive pack opening mechanic and hope that you'll ultimately give them more money to continue doing so. With virtually no significant changes, Ultimate Team remains a highly predatory pay-to-win mode that feels almost built to get you stuck, placing store buttons on every page and requiring you to travel through multiple levels of slow-loading menus to get anywhere. With so few upgrades too, the flaws that could be easily overlooked rear their heads.
Dude, I saw in fucking Ultimate Team there, 2-minute quarters. Are you shitting me? How do you do anything in a 2-minute quarter?
Layers that frequently overlap and broadcasting annoyances that equate your Ultimate Team with the real-life team whose stadium you adopt. All the modes serve as pathways to get on the field, and the gameplay maintains the slow positive trajectory that it and Madden have been on for years. While it's true that CFB and Madden feel distinctly college and professional, respectively, in how the former emphasizes a faster pace and big plays, while the latter calls for more strategic maneuvering, the two experiences quickly coalesce. Improvements to last year's Madden, such as a more direct impact of weather on players, all make their way here as well.
Good.
The gameplay is undeniably as fun and responsive as it's ever been, giving you as much control as ever over pre-play and mid-play adjustments. For example, defensive secondary coverage has significantly more detail this year, providing not just the ability to press or back off, but also to adjust individual depth, shift zone placements, or give universal instructions to be more or less aggressive to the ball. I also appreciate the tweaks made to give you more control over how your secondary responds when a play breaks down, and the ability to more easily change coverage assignments on the fly when you want to double team an opposing star receiver. With that said though, the increased microcontrol over every aspect of your team exemplifies the asymptomatic rise to complete football realism without adding that much to the experience itself. As much as I appreciate being able to shift my slot corner's positioning on his receiver down to the foot, I struggle to believe that so many small adjustments provide enough new material to warrant a full-price new release, especially considering the ways it often pushes you to continue spending even when...
Well, I hate to break it to you, my friend. This is a yearly sports franchise. They're gonna do whatever they need to feel to justify a $70 game. So...
You're already in. With EA now putting out 2 football games a year with college football and Madden, and synchronizing many gameplay tweaks across both, there's even less of a reason to upgrade on a year-to-year basis, especially if you're an annual player of either or both games. And CFB 27 feels like another point on a consistent but slow-moving line graph rather than an exciting or refreshing new entry to the franchise. Like a 3-yard run on 2nd and 9,
But it's still good.
EA Sports College Football 27 makes some moves in the right direction, but fails to create something more impactful. The on-field gameplay continues to...
What exactly to you, sir, is impactful? It's a fucking football game. Go out there and have some fun.
Continues to add micro improvements to give you control over every detail of your team, both before and during a play, and it looks and feels as strong as it ever has. With those minor upgrades, though, comes an expectation of materially new content, which CFB 27 largely lacks. As the first new mode since the franchise's revival, Mascot Mashup feels hastily made.
Well, again, I wasn't really asking for new content. I mean, were people really asking for new content? Why? So they could justify raising it to $80?
With a tedious grind and fewer options than its previous form. While Dynasty and Road to Glory...
It's only a tedious grind on the mascot mode because there's so many teams. So what? Should they have had less teams in the game so you could unlock all the mascots sooner? No, because then you would complain, where are the teams? Where are the teams? There's plenty of them. I want people to understand this. Okay? I mean, you get 32 teams in the NFL. It's like 140 in college. So you're talking nearly 5 times the amount. And when you consider that roster sizes are bigger on college teams, the amount of mocap that they have to do for every single player is insane. And then I don't know if they still do this, but they offer like $600 per student to use their NIL, their name, image, and likeness. Part of what I am excited about the NIL deal is it allowed for this game to come back with the proper player names. So before we poo-poo this game, let's realize more work goes into making this than Madden. And we should continue to support this game, because if we don't, it'll go away again.
Glory have some changes that alter how you can play, the overall experience feels like it's moving glacially forward, putting out annual entries at a pace that technically improves, but it hardly warrants a new release. While annual fans and football junkies like me will appreciate some of the nuanced tweaks, CFB 27 needs more than just marginal improvements to make a real statement. And that'll be about it for this one. If you guys like what...
Alright, so that was the reaction to the Gaming Bolt review of EA Sports College Football 27. I am not dissuaded from playing the game. I'm disappointed in the review. They gave it a 7 out of 10. But I'm disappointed in the review not really talking at all about the only mode that I care about, which is Road to the CFP. Because I think that that's neat how they do the mode where you play and you can play a full season and you go to the playoffs and stuff like that. This is stuff that Madden should be emulating and has failed to do so far. Where you emulate a season through playing people online, go through the playoffs, go to a Super Bowl. It's cool, man. Like, it is so freaking neat. And a couple years ago, when I won a national championship, it's one of my favorite memories on stream. And to actually care from game to game how my record was so I could make it to the playoff. To actually get rewarded if you were an underdog team beating a team that was supposed to be better than you. So yeah, my intention is to stream this game. My intention is to play every team at least once and we're going to break it up in sections in alphabetical order. Last time I did it, 2 years ago, we would play a full season, 10 games plus playoffs, in one stream. And we did it for like 13 streams. We did it like once a week. This is going to work a little bit differently. For those of you still watching that are my live stream audience, thank you. We're going to go by letter. All the A's play. And then another stream, all the B's will play. And another stream, all the C's will play. But that also means that our streams are going to stop a lot of times midway through a season. So you'll have to tune in to the next stream to see maybe how a season concludes. Because the season doesn't necessarily conclude now on the final game of the stream. A season could conclude on the first game of a stream. Or a 7th game on a stream. Depending where I'm at. Because now they've added, I believe, where it's 12 games per season. So, obviously, that's too long for me to do a stream of 12 games plus the playoffs. Every single stream would be like 7 hours. I can't do that every time. But if I break it up by letter grouping, and there's 26 letters in the alphabet, we won't be using all the letters because not every letter is represented, like Z's, for instance. If we break it up by letter grade, we could have like 24, 23, 25 different streams that are multi-hour streams over the course of the next few months. So hopefully you'll join me for that. Consider subscribing. But until next time, this is your boy RJ signing out. Have a good one.